Okay, for 11b, it's another one where we want to solve the trig equation. We're solving this on the interval from 0 to 360. So as I mentioned before in the previous problem, pay close attention to what they want the answer to be in. You want to make sure you include the correct unit when you do that. So this one says that we want to write our answer in degrees only, not radians. Now the last problem, we had one that was factored, but this one is not. Okay, so in order to set these equal to 0, they have to be multiplied together, so it has to be factored. We can't just take sine x equals 0 and this one equals 0. That doesn't work because we got a plus sign in between. So you want to look for a common factor to pull out. Now in this case we got a sine x that repeats. So sine x is we're going to factor that one out of each of those. So because there's only two terms only, that's all we can do is pull out a common factor. So sine x comes out. Now there's going to be a 1 there, so it's not going to be a 0. We have to include a 1 there on that, and then plus 2 cosine x equals 0. You always want to do a quick multiply just to make sure you factored it correctly. If we didn't have the 1 there and you multiply it together, you'd only get the second term, you wouldn't get the first one. So the 1 there is important because that way when I multiply this back through, I get sine x plus 2 sine x cosine x. It works. So now it's factored correctly. Once it's in the factored form, that is when you can set each of them individually equal to 0. Okay, so sine x equals 0. 1 plus 2 cosine x equals 0. That one's already solved. We want to solve this one for cosine. We need to subtract the 1 on the other side, divide by 2, and you'll get cosine x is going to equal negative 1/2. Okay, so now both of these are solved. We just need to look at the unit circle. We'll write an answer in degrees. Okay, so sine x equals 0. That's going to occur at 0 and 180 degrees. That's where the y value, so you want to find what angle gives you a y value because sine refers to y value. Where it's equal to 0. 0, so x is equal to 0 and 180 degrees. It does equal 0 also at 360, but we notice here that 360 there's a parenthesis there. Bracket means the number is included, parenthesis means it's not included. So in this case 360 is not included, so we're just going to put 0 and 180 only there. Okay. Next, we want to look for cosine x equals negative 1/2. You want to look at any angle that gives you an x value of negative 1/2 on the unit circle. So if you take a look at the unit circle on that, cosine is negative in the second and third quadrants is where you want to look. That's the only place where cosine is negative. Okay, so we just look at where you get a negative 1/2 in the x coordinate on the unit circle, and we look at the angles on that one. The ones that are going to appear there are going to be 120 and 240. 120 will be in the second quadrant, 240 is in the third quadrant. This is where you see negative 1/2 in the x position. That's the angle that you want to look for in this case. So again, when you write your answer, just include all these. They don't have to be in any particular order. Just as long as all 4 answers are written down there, that's what you want.